3. Yep. He was able to just pull away. An MT-09's quick, but my bike is 30 pounds heavier and I'm 120 pounds heavier. If we were equal rider weight, that would not be that way. I was curious to see how much the rider weight makes a difference, because the bike weight's a little different, but I know I've got an extra 15-20 horsepower at the wheel at least. But apparently that is not enough to offset a 150-pound deficit. Well, he's got the deficit, which is a good thing. I think at higher speeds I'd pull him back in, because weight's going to be less. If I can get into a full tuck, I should have a higher top speed, but I don't know. Those things are surprisingly quick. Part of me is like, oh, I should have gotten something like that, a lot cheaper with Ohlins and all that stuff. But I know with my fat ass on it, I would be slowing it down considerably from what it just did. You add an extra 120 pounds. The rule of thumb is 7 horsepower, or 7 pounds is roughly equal to about a horsepower when it comes to acceleration on a bike. It's 120 divided by 7. 16, 17. So that seems about right. And then you throw in the weight of the bike, so yeah, 150 divided by 7 is what? I can't do math. $140 divided by 150. Yeah, I guess it's going to be close to about 20-25 horsepower difference. That completely negates it. Yeah. You can double check my math. I'm feeling like shit today, so I'm dragging my ass, hence why I'm slow riding and barely talking until now. Hissing to talk to my Cardo. Should make this a whole lot easier. Yeah, I can tell already I'm really compressing his suspension just sitting on it. Yeah, so my bike looks good going down the road. Ain't gonna lie. Alright, second gear. One, 2, 3. Yeah. That thing just pulls away as soon as you shift the weight back in his favor. This thing pulls well though, it's very linear. That thing's a little soft and then it hits 7,500 and kind of really takes off, which is unusual for a big V-twin. But that is a really, really over square bore and stroke. They designed that motor to rev relatively, right, for a V-twin, L-twin, whatever. They wanted the power up top for track, not in the mid-range. Everybody just riding slow today. I see our brake lights up ahead. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Yeah. I get this over the Street Triple RS? No. Because the Street Triple RS also has Öhlins, Brembo, all the electronics this thing has, quick shift up and down, IMU. It's also a triple. I think it looks better, and it makes more power. Maybe only 10, 12 horsepower more, but it does make more. For about the same money. I think those are like 12, 9, 13, somewhere right there. And to have it decked out with all that stuff, the TFT dash, the Öhlins and Brembo, I think they come with stylemas now. I mean, they're like top shelf braking components, steel braided lines. It's got everything for roughly the same price as this. If you don't have a Triumph dealer near you and you want to stick with the Japanese, then this is probably the best bang for the buck. It does pull nice though. But it's very, very torquey, very linear. Just no dips, no peaks. Just a very, I would imagine, look, if we put this on the dyno, we'd see a very steady horsepower. Now I could feel it drop off at the top well before red line. I can tell it's shutting down the throttle bodies early. They're capping the power, and that's what the ECU flash will get rid of. Not crazy about the dash. It's functional. It's very small. It's not easy to read at speed. Not that the Ducati's much better. It's a little nicer, but not much. All the other bikes have got big ass dashboards nowadays. Not this one. I do like it. I like it a lot. I think if we were to have it sprung and have the suspension set up for me, I could see why Dean went for this. Personally, I would have done the MT-10. But I understand he wanted to keep it to a budget, but also not get something that's basically just a different version of what he already has. He wanted something even smaller and lighter and more nimble than the Aprilia, while still being plenty fast. And this absolutely is. This is definitely quick. And honestly, the exhaust note for a stock pipe sounds tremendous. I've got his phone here. I should like send dick pics to his parents or something. Sorry, Nick. And we'll find a place to pull over and compare notes. But yeah, throttle response on this is just very, very immediate. Needs a little bit of revs. It's not as revvy as like a V-twin. Like Donna's Monster has nowhere near the, well, horsepower wise it probably does have the top end, it just doesn't feel like it. Hers has got a lot of mid-range punch. This has decent mid-range punch and then a pretty good top end. Mine's got mid-range and a super nice top end on that one. Yeah, I was expecting to feel cramped on this and that I wouldn't like the riding position. I've never ridden one of these. I've sat on them. And I always felt they sat very small. I didn't like them. But I could ride the shit out of this if the suspension was dialed in for my weight. Not bad. Not bad at all. I'd still pick the Triumph. Just because it's that much racier. And it does make more power. And because I could, well, no, the new ones, I guess I can't tune with tune ECU. They haven't cracked the new ECU. Ah, this is nice. Curious what his thoughts are on that. I don't know how high he was winding it out. That revs to almost on the tack. It looks like 12, but it's probably like 11.6 or something. It happens so quick when you're up there, you just kind of ballpark it. Yeah, nice lunge. Cruising along at 4,000 RPMs, 5,000 RPMs. Yeah, that's good. That's good, predictable, solid acceleration. Station up here. As long as Nick doesn't drop the bike, we're good. I didn't even think of that. If it's too tall for him, he got little legs. Quick shifter on this is better. The quick shifter on the Ducati works well, but it's not as good as some of the other quick shifters I've used from Triumph, Yamaha, or even Ducati. I don't think it's the same one they use on like the Panigale V4. It's good, it works. It could be a bit smoother. I feel like sometimes the cuts are too long and they could stand to have the, whatever, the measurement in milliseconds decreased a bit to make them a little snappier. If it's too long, yeah, you could be a little lazier with your quick shifting and not miss it. But if it does produce a little more of a gap where the bike stops pulling for a little longer, so then when it comes back on, it comes on, you know, a little bit lurchy, a little bit stronger. Pulling nice flat ground so he doesn't drop it.